Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is an answer questions episode. We only got one question today, but that's okay. Brenda from Morris, New York. How far is radiation Allosaurids, Carcharodontosaurids, and Neovenatorids, and how does this give rise to birds? Well, even though you're kind of actually asking two questions, but even though that one question might not actually have the correct uh, follow-up. Because I would actually say that, like, if you're talking about, like, in terms of, like, the radioactive dating of the Allosaurs and the Carcharodontosaurs and the Neovenatorids, it's just pretty much just that Allosaurs go far as back as the Jurassic, pretty much all the way towards like the end of in the and late Jurassic, and then Neovenatorids start out in the early Cretaceous, and then Carcharodontosaurids start out in the middle Cretaceous, in the middle of the Cretaceous. I mean, that's all that she's wrote. But in terms of like how the radiation gives rise to birds, that doesn't make any sense. Because one thing is for sure is that theropods are closely related, are pretty much close relatives to birds, and birds are technically theropods. And so where would these dinosaurs fall in line in terms of the bird lineage or the bird or the evolution towards birds? They're actually distant cousins. They're not really actually uh, kind of they're not really in towards that where they would give rise to birds. They actually have the same features as birds do, like they're bipedal, same with two legs. They actually have hollow bones. They actually are very fast. Uh, but even though it's just that why would you actually think like that, like all theropods give rise to birds? I mean, certainly they do, but it's just that not every theropod actually goes into line with birds. Because the Carnosauria, or even though that's kind of dated, that's kind of old now, but even though that what you're talking about is those types of dinosaurs, is that they actually just distant cousins to Coelurosaurs. Coelurosaurs are actually the ones that give rise to birds. They're the ones that actually are lining out towards the bird lineage and lining out towards becoming birds, like Tyrannosaurs, Ornithomimids, Therizinosaurs, Oviraptorids, uh, Dromaeosaurs, and Troodontids. And so those would all be the dinosaurs that you would actually be looking for in terms of the lineage towards birds. That's why you actually have Tyrannosaurs are kind of more like the basal form of the Coelurosaurs, and then you have the Ornithomimids, then you got the Therizinosaurs, then you actually have the Oviraptorids, Dromaeosaurs, or Troodontids, and then Dromaeosaurs, and then you got birds. And so that would actually make a little bit more sense, because the Carcharodontosaurids, Neovenatorids, and Allosaurs, they're just distant cousins of the Coelurosaurs. That's all I gotta say for that one. All right, that's it for now. Next week will actually be an extra episode, and I got a couple shows that I'm actually gonna be reviewing. One of them and a couple of them are actually kind of old, but even though they're actually concerned to be classics from PBS, if you can believe it or not. This would actually be Dinosaur. That would actually be hosted by Christopher Reeves, and T-Rex Exposed. And so I would take a look at those on YouTube, and I actually will watch those throughout the whole week, and I'll actually give a review on that. So next week would actually be an extra episode. The special episode will come in a couple weeks, but even though I might actually have to do it earlier than expected, because I got some volunteer work that I'm going to have to do over that weekend. And so just to let you know, I might actually upload the video on the 4th of May. So beware of that, or otherwise I might actually upload it on Sunday, on the 7th, on the 7th. And so just be aware of that. But anyway, you can still just let me know what kind of prehistoric animals you want me to talk about. But even though that's actually in a couple weeks, So just let me know about that. But you can still send me questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you guys should post your questions in the comment section on any Facebook post, or you can post them on the wall. But remember, keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. That's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there. Also, take care of people around you. And also, for your younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you can have for good education. It's very important to have good education. So with a good education, you do a good job in the future. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.